Penhold is so back, baby. And I guess I am too. Hey, what's up? Been a while, huh? Wait, what? 2024 was truly the year of the Penhold comeback, and it wasn't even from China like you'd expect. Heck, this channel's most popular video so far is about the German player Dong Chill's placement at the men's finals in January last year. But then at WTT Macau, Dong Chill improved on his semi-final finish by placing second behind the new Chinese wonder child Lin Shidong, and now Felix freaking Lebrun has gone and won a whole event at WTT Montpellier. Yes, I know I'm 2 months late.
Maybe.
Now, I know a lot of people who watch this channel might be new to the sport, and you might be surprised to see a French guy playing Penhold instead of an East Asian. And to USA, get with the times, the meta is changing, French Penhold style coming soon?
Croissant.
Allow me to explain. Felix's grip is a bit different from the more classic Chinese Penhold. See how he curls his fingers in the back more than even a player like Dong Chill? I'm no pro, but as a fellow Penhold enjoyer myself, the more you extend the back fingers, the more stable the grip feels because you can squeeze and control the paddle better with your thumb and middle fingers. But what you lose though is a bit of that wrist flexibility, especially in this outward rotation motion. So basically, straighter fingers make for a better forehand and push block, more curled fingers make for a better backhand and flick. When I watch Felix play at a glance, he definitely looks like he makes the money shots off the backhand, so the extremely curled fingers makes a lot of sense. Even comparing to Dong Chill, the other highest ranked penholder at the moment, who plays a very modern style that utilizes a lot of that reverse penhold backhand, Felix's backhand is flickier, faster, and more aggressive. But that's just my thoughts. Other penholders, let me know what you think. Overall, I'm just happy to see the grip getting results. Let me enjoy my penhold. Anyways, round 32, Felix Lebrun versus Simon Gauzy, France versus France. Bro put Gauzy on skates in the first game and didn't look bad. I didn't know table tennis players were flexible like that.
Ends up doing a Simone Biles.
This match looked like it was won and lost by defense, which might sound weird because both players are pretty aggressive. Gauzy definitely had the better looking backhand, but his forehand struggled to close out points. He looked like he started forcing the backhand more to win points, but Felix was able to hang in there with some blocks before attacking back, or just generally playing to the rally. Unfortunately for Gauzy, he wasn't able to defend as well when Felix opened aggressively, leading to a nice 3-0 victory by Felix. Yeah, at this level, you just can't win points if your only shot of getting the ball back on the table is by backing up and lobbing.
You lose.
Backhand.
Hold my nuts.
Round 16, Felix versus Xiang Peng. Chinese player known more for his doubles play than singles. If you only saw the first game, you might assume it was an easy walk in the park for Felix. Both players vying for the backhand strat, while Xiang's forehand also looked a bit shaky. But come game 2, Xiang makes the adaptation to centering his game around his forehand, and suddenly we have a match. When he has to let Felix open on the backhand, he backs up preemptively to try to weather the onslaught, and when he gets the opportunity, he tightens up his forehand and wins points. This change in strategy gets him game 3, but game 4, Xiang drops a few points early. Felix gets tricky with the serves. Xiang almost makes a comeback, but Felix holds on with solid play to let Xiang overextend, trying to force some points. It was a close 3-1, if you know what I mean.
You understand? Hell no. What the?
Quarterfinals, we've got some brother-on-brother action. And the one word I'd like to use to describe this match is fast, because these dudes just sprint to the table between each point. I actually liked Alexis' long and medium range play more than Felix's. His openings looked generally stronger and more stable from both wings. But where things didn't pan out for him was on service receives, especially on short balls. If you're popping up suckers like that, your opponent doesn't need to have a strong rally game to win, because the whole table is open for their attack. Felix, for his part, plays to Alexis' weakness well, getting those weak returns and popping them up with his backhand for easy points, and playing with just enough anticipation to keep up with Alexis' attacks with solid D and variations. Game 3, we got crazy points like this in the super tight deuce situation, but also some of the worst camera work I've seen from WTT in my life. Like, what's with the shaky cam here? And why is this one zooming out? You literally can't tell what's going on. In the end, losing the close game 3 probably did it in for Alexis, who struggled to keep his mental in check, especially after missing some winnable shots at the beginning of game 4. Felix gets enough of a lead to ride out Alexis' last push for the dub. Step aside, big bro, it's my turn to play the switch now. Semifinals, Felix Lebrun versus Lin Shidong. The French star versus China's latest prodigy. Arguably, Felix's biggest roadblock on the path to victory. But you wouldn't have thought it if you only watched the first half of game 1, because it's looking like a done deal for Felix as he's up 10-2. But remember how Xiang made round 16 competitive by changing his strategy before game 2? Yeah, Lin Shidong is on another level, because he does that mid-game at 10-2. Look, maybe you think I've been playing up Felix's opponents a bit throughout this video, and that's kind of the point. His opponents are really good. Like, world-class good. Able to beat me and you with 2 broken legs and a smartphone for a paddle good. But this tournament, Felix was just better, and I want to highlight how his wins showcase that. So what's Felix's big strength? Opening off the backhand, but maybe not in the traditional loop and underspin ball sort of way. No, he's way more aggressive. And by opening, I mean getting the first solid attack on an already topspin ball. Sure, there's some variability on whether short game or rallies win points, but by and large, it's the threat of the backhand that keeps his opponents on their toes, and why his aggressive long serves keep working. In a 10-2, Lin's tried rallying backhand to backhand and knows that he can win those, but he can't get into them. And since he's not really getting enough openings of his own, he switches to playing a bit slower and shorter to force Felix closer to the table, giving him less opportunities to attack the way he wants to. That combined with a bit of luck lets him draw even at 10-10, an insane 8-point comeback. And the next point you can literally see Mom Spaghetti on the table. Both players pushing like two guys who just learned how to loop yesterday and too scared to do it before Felix finally rips one to get him the point. He absolutely needed to break Lin's momentum there if he wanted to win the game. 6 tense points, including one save game point later, Felix wins Game 1. What a freaking roller coaster. And WTT promptly treats us to a single player view of the match. Good work, team. Game 2, another nail biter. But Felix is starting to figure out that Lin's uncomfortable with the body shots and straight up porous when it comes to defending against anything down the line. A nice run of points puts him up 10-6, putting Lin in another bind to try to make something happen. He staves off another comeback attempt, winning the game 11-9. Game 3, you already know the story. It's back and forth, but somehow Felix never looked like he wasn't in control. Sure, Lin keeps it close, but he wins a bunch of points off of Felix overextending instead of really settling into his own groove. Like the things he's shown that he's better than Felix at, like getting into the extended rally, he's losing because he feels the need to force those points. Felix keeps up the high risk, high reward gameplay and closes out another game. And that's all she wrote. Felix absolutely dominated in game 4. Everything Lin tried didn't work. Be patient and block. Felix takes those opportunities to the bank. Play aggressively. Felix is too comfortable now, and he's also targeting your weak crossover and wings with pinpoint accuracy. Try to change directions. Felix is putting too much pace on the ball for you to control. This is literally what momentum looks like. Even the lucky bounces are going his way, and Felix LeBrun takes an unprecedented 4-0 win over Lin Shidong to advance to the finals. And here comes the finals. Felix LeBrun versus Tomokazu Harimoto. Harimoto's coming in with a nice run of his own, taking down the red-hot Benedict Duda in the semifinals. Duda himself took down not one, but 2 solid Chinese players, and I low-key thought he had a shot at winning the whole event. Both players are backhand dominant, which we immediately see with the first 3 points won by way of backhand. I don't think Felix won a single point in Game 1 where he had to play a forehand loop, but that means it's a weakness that Harimoto could potentially exploit. In Game 1 though, both players stick to the backhand first strategy, and Felix comes out on top. Game 2, Harimoto jumps out with a lead after several quick backhand rallies, before Felix finds his first point from the forehand, stopping the bleeding. That's bad news for Harimoto, because if Felix starts winning from both wings, there's not much he can do to stop the LeBrun train coming down the tracks. This game is looking scrappy and fast, and Harimoto finds himself poised at 7-9 to win the game. But Felix hits him with the reads on the serve. Beautiful step into the hooking forehand to corral the spin down the line, catches Harimoto sleeping at the wheel, getting ready for a backhand, takes back the momentum, and wins Game 2. Game 3, Felix is clearly feeling better about his forehand because he starts challenging Harimoto's. Like, look how ready he was for Harimoto's flick. Then immediately on the next point, Harimoto pops one up a little too high. Felix with a beautiful step hop twist into the over table shot, puts it away with power. Felix shows a down the line receive for the first time with the backhand, and this game slips out of Harimoto's hands. Sure, the rest of the game was a regularly scheduled backhand programming, but just showing that variations were on the table was enough for Felix to take the edge, even in the mental game, to take Game 3. Game 4, Harimoto adapts by making his throws tighter, more guttural, and more aggressive. Okay, for real though, his play amps up and overall he looked way more belligerent. He's flicking on shorter balls that he would have pushed before, he's serving more long and fast shots, and he's turning the corner and backhands to play that strong forehand shot. Seems like he's figured out that the best way to win is by denying Felix the backhands he's looking for by playing stronger, not faster shots, which sounds like a job for the forehand. Harimoto takes Game 4. But here's the problem with trying to steal back the momentum instead of stalling it. You might just gas out before the finish line. And when your opponent has 3 games to figure out how to ice out your speed, well, good luck. And Game 5, Felix LeBrun cracks the code. Harimoto keeps up the aggression, takes the second point. But on the third point, Harimoto goes to turn the corner, but Felix sends it further towards the edge than he expects, and Harimoto has to block it back. Felix keeps up the attack. Harimoto tries to block it down the line, gets ready for transition in forehand rally, but Felix, again with the variations, shows the down the line forehand for maybe the first time in this whole match, leaves Harimoto floundering and takes the point. And he did that while getting Harimoto to jump around the entire table to try to get an advantage, while himself basically only staying in the same spot. Important if we're thinking about Harimoto's endurance. The next 2 points, Harimoto's looking weaker, electing to play more reactively instead of attacking, and Felix is up 4-1. The blocks get Harimoto a point as the pace slows down a little, 4-2. Felix, though, gets Harimoto to attack a tight forehand shot, is so ready with his own forehand that Harimoto doesn't even get a chance to put a paddle on it. Harimoto tries to bait him again on the next point by serving to the same spot, but the forehand down the line flick is too weak. Felix has all the time in the world to see where Harimoto is, play a whole set against Alexis, and play the backhand here to win the point. It's 6-2, and Harimoto looks tired and flustered, while Felix looks like he's only getting hotter. A bad receive off the table before Harimoto finds a big forehand, 7-3. Lucky break off the net for Felix, followed by a nice spinny backhand from Harimoto, and the point differential remains at 8-4. Harimoto's running out of chances to come back here, so will he be able to do it? Felix saves a net ball. He baits Harimoto into taking a weak forehand loop from baseline and punches it down the table. It's 10-4, match point, and Felix Lebrun opens his last attack, not with the backhand, but like the pen holders who came before him, opens with the forehand, scooping the ball off the back edge of the table. One shot to Harimoto's backhand, one shot to the wide forehand, and Felix freaking Lebrun puts not just France and Europe on top of the world of table tennis, but shows yet again that Penhold isn't dead.
It's a dream come true! It's red, white, and blue!
Just wanted to say, honestly, super cool to watch how the channel has grown in just a year. Even though I don't post often, I appreciate everyone who watches these videos and your patience with my upload schedule. In other news, I've started a Ko-Fi? Coffee? I don't want to do a Patreon since I can't guarantee bonus content or whatever, but I like the idea of having a sort of tip jar for people who appreciate the channel and would like to support. Again, this isn't a guarantee of future content, just a way for you to support if you'd like. And in exchange, this channel will never have mid-roll ads, cause they honestly suck. If you get one, it isn't from me, blame YouTube. Why Ko-Fi? Because unlike YouTube or Patreon, 100% of your tip goes to the creator. Supers are more convenient, but YouTube takes like 30%, so yeah. Also, if we make 20k subs this year, I'll do a chatting live stream to celebrate. Maybe even a Q&A if people are into that sort of thing. And maybe we'll start doing watch-along streams for some big tournaments. But that's enough for me. I'm just a rando who likes table tennis after all. And hopefully we'll get another video in a month.